I am against equal opportunity, and you should be against it too. And I'm speaking as an egalitarian, a person who thinks there should be no rich and no poor, with real, not fake democracy, and that we need to remove the rich from power to get this. So why am I against equal opportunity? Let me first point out what is probably obvious, although you might not be thinking about it necessarily, but if you turn on your radio station or open your newspaper, you're inevitably going to hear equal opportunity given as the ultimate good thing that we should strive for. When I turn on my car radio and listen to national public radio stations, almost invariably, the very sweet talking, charming, lovable people talking on NPR will be demonstrating their complete loyalty to the principle of equal opportunity. And frequently there will be shows that focus on obstacles to achieving equal opportunity, you know, the way that there's racial discrimination and gender discrimination and so forth. And the premise of all these it's propaganda. The premise of all this propaganda is that if only the inequality in our society, the vast chasm of inequality that separates the rich from most people, that separates the 3 billionaires who together own more wealth than the entire bottom half of the American United States population. If only that vast economic inequality were made proper, with the rich people having the same distribution of characteristics, racial, gender, ethnic, and so forth, as the population as a whole, well, then there would be nothing to complain about. Then it would be perfect. It would be perfect inequality, actually, but it would be called perfect equality by the propaganda. It's as if these people were living back in the 19th century days of chattel slavery, and as if they were saying, you know, this slavery is wrong. I mean, all the slaves are black, but blacks are only, you know, 15% of the population. The slaves should be only 15% black and the rest white. And the slaves, the chattel slaves, should be a mixture of, you know, Catholics and Protestants and people from Scotland and Ireland and France and Germany, you know, descendants from those places. That should be the same distribution as the population as a whole. And then chattel slavery would be fine, unobjectionable, no problem. It's crazy, obviously, when you think about it in those terms, but that's what NPR is advocating. That's what the liberal mantra is about equal opportunity. And the phrase equal opportunity has always been a propaganda device by the very rich who want to maintain class inequality, some rich and some poor, but who want to confuse the population and prevent the population from organizing around the principle of genuine equality, which means no rich and no poor. And the way to confuse people is to take that word equality, which, you know, people like, people are attracted to, as well they should be, and to put it into a phrase that means the opposite, equal opportunity. What does equal opportunity mean? It means an equal opportunity to become one of the few very rich people, or as the NPR folks would say, one of the few successful people. I was just listening to NPR this afternoon, and they were interviewing this economist from Harvard University, and he was talking about how people should have an equal opportunity to succeed, to achieve the American dream, as he put it. The American dream is, to become really rich, like Rockefeller and Henry Ford and so forth. That's the American dream, which means to get to the top of a very unequal society. And as long as everybody has an equal opportunity to get to the top, of course, it's a small probability that they'll succeed, but as long as it's the same small probability for everyone, then hey, couldn't ask for anything more than that, could you? According to these NPR liberal and the conservatives, the same theme from them, propagandists. So I say let's reject that phrase equal opportunity. Let's consider the use of the phrase equal opportunity to be anti-egalitarian propaganda, which is what it is. It's saying forget about no rich and no poor, forget about everyone sharing according to the egalitarian principle of from each according to reasonable ability, to each according to need or reasonable desire, with scarce things rationed according to need. By a genuine democracy, which means a democracy of, by, and for egalitarians, people who support this principle of sharing from each according to reasonable ability, to each according to need or reasonable desire. So I encourage you, when you hear someone calling for equal opportunity, go on the attack. Call them out for what they're saying, which is they're saying we should have class inequality, and the only thing is that the people at the top should look the same as the people at the bottom. But other than that, they're calling for class inequality. They're calling for and defending that which is morally wrong, and we should call them out for it. So again, I say, when you hear someone advocating equal opportunity, call them out, go on the attack, and say, no, we want to abolish class inequality, from each according to reasonable ability, to each according to need or reasonable desire, with scarce things equitably rationed according to need. And then let them respond to that. And if they don't agree with you, keep on the attack. Thank you very much. Please, if you like these videos I'm making, subscribe to my YouTube channel and take a look at the links that I provide at the bottom of these videos. Thank you.